What's up YouTube, ODST Journal back again with some more Operation Trebuchet news. So, just earlier today I had actually snuck some Operation Trebuchet news into one of my other videos. And the reason I had done so is because I really didn't expect any more news coming out this week. In fact, as it turns out, I was wrong. Quite a big announcement came out today. And that is that the Covenant will be released Saturday. Well, more specifically, the initial release of the Covenant. Call of the Prophets mod, which would be the Elite's plasma rifle, plasma pistol, and sort of the energy sword. A rather unceremonious announcement was made through a gameplay video and announcement on Reddit. The Bohemian Interactive forums are down, so both the Operation Trebuchet and Call of the Prophets forums were affected by this, and no announcements have been made on there. During the gameplay video, it's basically revealed that elite miners are in the game and working. They are equipped with plasma rifles that are working. And there's some other things that if you didn't really pay close attention, you may have missed. Now, this is a really early work in progress. This has basically been worked on by one person. Technically, about 3 people, as far as I know, have been working on this. The main person is Drake Don, I don't know. I know I get his name wrong every time I say it. So Drake has basically been working on this by himself. Scorch052 has been helping him get stuff into the game. And then there's a third gentleman whose name I don't know, because I've only ever seen 1 or 2 posts from him, who is supposedly helping Drake, but I haven't really seen anything from him. So I don't know where he's at, or if he's still helping with the mod, or how much he's actually contributed up to this point. However, once this gameplay started, one of the first things I noticed is that the elites go down very fast. I was talking to a couple guys from the 26th Fleet, and that's where this gameplay footage is courtesy of. And while we were playing this, we were talking about that, and he mentioned that same thing I just brought up, is the elites die very quickly. Now, I suspect the reasoning for this is the elites are actually just a costume over standard UNSC personnel. Or not UNSC personnel, but just standard ARMA personnel. They're not special characters or anything. They've been rigged to look like elites and work like elites, but as far as the game's concerned, they're just regular infantry. One thing that had been talked about is having the elites have like interchangeable helmets and stuff, just like a regular infantry. Their armor plating would be the vest or whatever, and then of course their base would be the rest. As it turns out, though, from what it looks like, their entire costume is just based off of
oh, there we go. I didn't
one piece.
I didn't.
The helmet and everything's just all attached as one thing. Going a little bit further, Scorch, who is doing the gameplay, picked up a plasma rifle and started using that. And like had been discussed on the forums, the plasma rifle uses a plasma battery. It's got about 82 shots in it. It's got 1 fire mode of full auto, and it's got really bad recoil. It's also got no real iron sight, and from the gameplay it doesn't seem to have a scope. I do think it should have a smart link scope, but we'll see what happens in the future. Maybe that will change.
Why don't we bring our own
Because gameplay-wise, it doesn't really seem like it'd be that effective in a lot of situations. But at the same time, I guess that's one of those things where if you're in those combat situations, maybe that's something you only want to pick up last resort. Or as a little bit of a trophy, I don't know. I did also notice a couple other things. Seeing the actual plasma rifle in-game, getting an up-close look at it, I do think the texture is not really shiny enough. I think the texture should be more reflective. So Drake, if you happen to see this video, or somebody gets to post on the forums before I do, come Friday, yeah, I would make that suggestion. Try to make it more reflective when you get the chance for your next release. Same thing for the plasma pistol. There's also a clipping issue at the bottom of the plasma rifle, I noticed. There seems to be either a hole or something's going on with it. But yeah, you can see right through the bottom of the plasma rifle. It's not really bad when you're just regular firing, but whenever you reload the weapon, it's really obvious. As far as the plasma batteries go, it just seems that they are regular regular ammunition, so you just replace them out with more ammunition. You can't recharge them as of yet. From my understanding, Covenant weapons do recharge, and that's what those racks are in Halo 3 and stuff that you see like placed around when you find Covenant weapons. Those are actually recharging stations. And don't mind me here, I'm just opening up my pile a little bit early for a nice bit of air. As the video progresses, he uses the plasma pistol, which seems to only have one fire mode. There is no overcharging capability, at least so far. I don't know how that would get implemented anyways in the Arma. It does come equipped with a iron sight, but it doesn't look very good in my opinion. It looks pretty horrible. I think largely because it does clip through, but also the front of the gun just doesn't look quite right. Something's a little bit off about it. I know that Drake is a relatively new modeler. You know, I don't think he's been doing it too much longer than myself here, so I can't really say too much because he's obviously done a better job than I have, or could right now. The final thing that you see is the energy sword as far as the weapons go, and the energy sword's not working at all. You just basically go and you hold it like a rifle, but you can see what it looks like in game. If I were to make a suggestion on that, is to make it more transparent. I'm not sure if you can do that in Arma's engine, but I would imagine you can. You know, just work a way out with the texture or the shader to make it like a glass or something if possible, I guess. I don't know how that would work. But that's just a thought. Let's see here, what else? When he initially looted the Elite for the plasma rifle at the start of the video, I did notice that there's a neural interface specifically for the Covenant. I don't know if that's going to vary at all from the UNSC neural implants, or if it's just going to be the same exact thing, if it's just basically night vision without the goggles, just to have, you know, no goofy looking goggles on your guy's face. Either way, it's okay though. I think either way that works out nicely. And that's also what leads me to believe that the Elites are just regular UNSC personnel, is because if you look at their clothing, it's got the preview of a regular human's clothing, so that could just be an oversight as far as the preview image goes, but I suspect it's because they are just regular infantry. I guess we'll find out, though, at release this Saturday, because that's when this is coming out. There was a couple other things I did try to push one of the devs for more information, but never got a response yet. Maybe I'll get a response Saturday when I do another video on this, showcasing this stuff when it comes out. But for right now, I don't know if the fuel rod's included, because the fuel rod was supposed to be one of the things included, and I don't know if the other variants of the Elites, such as the Majors and the Shipmasters and stuff like that, will be included. So the Red Elites, the Gold Elites. I can't remember if there's any other colors of Elites that were made.
Should I go help out?
Oh, God. And there's another thing that's been kind of sweeping the Operation Trebuchet on the community side.
No.
And you guys have probably been watching this gameplay video here that I've been talking over. And there's a lot of zombies, you guys may have noticed. And it seems that there's been a pretty big zombie craze going on with the Operation Trebuchet community. This one's by 26 Fleet, it's being hosted by. Let's see here, so this one's 26. Okay, so I may be mistaken. I thought there was more than one. But I'm looking back on it, and it looks like it's only the 26th Fleet that is running the zombie mods. So I have to make a correction on that. I thought there was a couple other ones. There is another OpTray server up, though. I think since my last update, 2 days ago, they announced a new server going up. And that is the 34th Infantry Division is now running a Patrol Ops server. Said server requires CBA A3, ACE, ASR AI3.
Oh my God.
I'm not familiar with what that one is. Operation Trebuchet, of course, and Shack Tactical HUD, and other various Shack Tactical add-ons. Task Force Arrowhead Radio, and let's see here. It says that CBA and OpTray are the only required mods to play on the server. I don't think that's actually accurate because I tried playing on and got kicked off. Unless there was another mod I had active that was preventing me from playing, but I'm not sure. Let's see here. I mean, obviously, if they're running Ace, you're going to need Ace to get on there because it's going to cause conflicts otherwise. That looks like everything for right now, though. I know Spartans, they haven't really talked about Spartans anymore. You know, other than basically really solidly confirming them on the YouTube channel, which they now have a YouTube channel. I'll link that in the description below just so you guys have a chance to go and check that out. As of right now, it's only got the introduction video to the Covenant, but you know, there's going to be plenty of people excited to see that, I'm sure, so I'll post that up for you guys anyways. Well, I don't really have a whole lot else, so I guess we might as well narrate our gameplay here for the remainder of it. Not that there's much to narrate, because it's just me dying to zombies a lot. Alright. So, at this point, I've died several times, as you guys have seen, and I think I've just kind of given up at this point and just went, whatever, okay, I'm going to respawn in. Don't care what I have on me, I'm just going to take assault rifle and the bell and just charge up to these guys. I did drop on the other side of this base that they were at, so that I wouldn't be on the receiving end of that zombie horde like I was last time. As you guys saw, these zombies, they kind of stand around for a while, but if they get close to you, they're able to knock out a drop pod or a vehicle in a few hits. I mean, they are devastating. I may have... Oh! So actually, I just got a notification on my phone, something that should have been disabled, but thankfully wasn't. I did get a response from the Operation Trebuchet team regarding the fuel rod and the various other elites, and it just is simply not done yet. So I don't know if they're specifically speaking to the end of the fuel rod, or if they're talking about both the fuel rod and the alternative elites, but they are not finished yet. So if neither of those are in the mod, you'll know why. So that is official confirmation, though, from the Operation Trebuchet team, as of the moment of me recording this.
What the fuck is that noise?
So right now, it's myself and some of the other guys from the 26 MEU, and I think maybe one other pub was with us, like myself. But yeah, we've now gathered at this base. An AI base has been spawned in. We've got some, I guess they're supposed to be innies or just independent guys or something. I don't know. They're helping us guard this base, and these zombies are just kind of leaking in every once in a while. We're trying to decide how we want to handle this. Now, this ended rather unceremoniously for me because it's playing through and my computer's graphics just puttered out on me. I was just about to go in, we were just about to start engaging the enemy, and the graphics card just died on me. I don't know what caused that. I don't know if there's just all of a sudden too much for it to handle, because I know I was starting to experience some lag with all the zombies on the map. I mean, with it being a nighttime map, it's really difficult to tell how many zombies there actually were. So there might have been a lot more than I even thought there was. Yeah, I'll have turned down this audio thing, because I'm sure I'm trying, like right now with this recording being separate, I have the video playing with the audio muted. I'm sure that I want to be competing with the audio of the guys inside the video. I wasn't thinking. I recorded the. I thought I recorded the TeamSpeak audio, but I wasn't even considering the fact that Fraps would record them and then not me, and that I would be recording both with the other audio. So it doesn't really work out. I gotta figure out a way of recording both with Fraps, using both my audio and, you know, having myself recorded along with the other players, without like recording the other players twice. Ideally, without doing it in Audacity.
We still have an objective to get.
Just so I don't need the Cypher program running.
Behind you guys. Okay, guys, this is what we're gonna do. So yeah, when they're attracted to all this gunfire, we're gonna push around.
I don't know how to use the whisper system.
What the fuck
due to the nature of the mission, it's just kind of hodgepodge. There isn't really a set battle plan, and everybody's just kind of wearing wherever they want. Normally, this group can be a lot more organized than they are right now. I have seen that in some other missions, but it really just depends on who's on, too, it seems. The AI aren't doing super hot, though. There's a couple of them left, but they're starting to get overrun. They do have that vehicle, though.
I can't hear anything.
So now we're trying to figure out what we're doing here. We've all backed up into a circle, and I just thought this was excellent. I really did.
Okay,
I mean,
all these guys are...
although you always thought that would be like really easy to fight from a circle like that, I was just so paranoid. Am I going to accidentally shoot a teammate who steps out in front of me or turns the wrong direction? What happens if somebody behind me falls?
Oh my god.
So, yeah, they knocked the texture right off the vehicle there. Just for half a second, the texture disappeared. So the vehicle, I said, can only take a few hits. That was kind of an over-exaggeration. It can take more than a few hits, but they can destroy it by hand, which is impressive. For a few reasons. And now we wait.
I assume command, because
Turn that 6 rounds into 60.
I don't know where the sergeant went. Okay, there he is.
This is a fun game type, though. The zombies, it really does feel great on Halo, you know, just grabbing a shotgun and just going at it with a bunch of zombies. Day or night, I think that would just be a lot of fun. It's the only time, like I was telling one of the guys in here, it's the only time I felt justified in using the shotgun in any operation. You know, and like some other people, I've grabbed the shotgun in some scenarios and taken it into combat, but I never actually felt like it was the most effective weapon for that particular scenario. The only time I could see a shotgun really being effective against Innies or Covenant would be in a defense scenario where I'm trying to defend like a particular building.
Militia reinforcements are on the way.
What?
Militia reinforcements are on the way to reinforce military compound.
Oh, we're going to finish our objective.
Good job.
Alright, so at this point we've decided that we're going to start pushing on the Pelican again, which is our objective. Everybody kind of went in the opposite direction of where that was supposed to be, because, like I said, there wasn't really any leadership. Everybody was just kind of doing their own thing. I was initially one of 2 or 3 people that went in there to try and secure this Pelican with a AI team of Marines, and we just got absolutely swarmed. With, I think it was just 2 of us initially, and a 3rd guy joined us in the middle of the firefight. You know, and the guy was saying, oh, like, your gunshots are attracting all the zombies. I don't know if that's actually the case, if that can actually happen like that, but we were getting overrun real bad. We got our butts kicked. I'm just zooming in. Super dark and whatnot. Have my flashlight turned off, though, because trying to decrease the risk of being spotted by anybody. And this really shows you just how deadly these zombies can be. So that gunfire, the tracer rounds you see, are actually that AI APC with the mounted gun that you saw earlier inside the base.
They're coming for us!
The AI also have a helicopter going back to their base, but yeah, they were moving that APC up in support of us. And there it goes. Now, I don't know for sure if that was the zombies or somebody just blew that up to have a little bit of fun with it. You know, if Zeus or somebody had been screwing around, but I do personally believe those were zombies that took that thing out. Given the hits they put on that thing before, I wouldn't be surprised in the least bit. Especially if you look at my thing when I was talking about the Covenant mod before, is, you know, they just annihilated my drop pod while I was in there. You know, they just turned the thing into dust, knocked it out to red, and knocked out the interior lighting in that like it was nothing. Let's see here.
I can't hear it, thankfully. You have to turn up your music volume in a setting. I know. Turn up your music volume, you nerd.
Like, can't we have, like, some badass Halo music? Something bad, I see.
Hey,
Gonna
can I
just do
launch
really
a
quick
rocket?
while we're
Can I not
recording
rocket
here
a grenade right now?
No.
to see if there's any news
That'd be
since
acceptable.
Operation Treb team is obviously on right now. See if they've responded to anything else and released any more news real quick before we end here.
Wait, those aren't zombies.
Yes, they are. We're about to get in the ship, boys.
It doesn't really look like any news has been released. At least nothing new that we haven't already
They're
covered
bugs.
today. So
They're just
I
standing.
love
I think we'll wrap that up here. This video ends in about 2 minutes. Like I
Let 'em
said, it
hit you.
rather unceremoniously ended when my graphics card puttered out, and that's coming out pretty quick here. Like always, guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And, you know, keep an eye out for Saturday here when the Covenant mod releases, because I'll be doing a gameplay
will
video
gun
then
them
for
down.
that. Alright, take it easy.
With guns.
At least I'm an LMG.
Guys.
Need to find some documents that are there.
Why are you just telling us this now?
Because I just came up with it. Thank you, High Command.
I don't know how to use this system.
Reloading.